Hello everyone, welcome to my kitchen. If you are just joining, you are welcome. Today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I make homemade donut, what you need to use to make your homemade donut. To start this recipe, we'll be needing 3 cups of flour, then go ahead and sip it. Once we are done sipping it, next we are going to go in with teaspoon of salt, then a cup of sugar, then a spoon of nutmeg. Once we are done with that, we'll give it a mix. Once we are done mixing, we set that aside. Next we are going to be doing, here is our cup of milk, a little warm milk. Then go ahead and add in a spoon of yeast, then give it a mix. Sorry that I didn't record the part I added sugar in the milk, so I didn't record that part. Then set that aside to rise a bit. After that, in here is our egg. Then give it a beat. Then after that, set that aside and dip a hole in our flour. It's time to introduce our egg inside. Once we are done, go ahead and add in our melted butter. Once I'm done adding the melted butter, add in our milk with yeast. After that, give it a thoroughly mix. So what we do now, once we are done, we will give it a thoroughly mix. Once we see that the dough is very strong, we have to introduce extra water on it. Whenever you are mixing your dough, you have to be controlling it if it's strong or if it's soft. Once you see that what we need here, we don't need too strong and we don't need too soft. We keep on mixing until our dough is well mixed. Next, in our surface, we sprinkle a little flour on it, then introduce our dough. When I see that the dough was gummy in my hand, I decided to be using oil, because the oil that I was using was more helpful than the flour. So next, give it a beat. Once we are done, we are going to transfer this into a bowl, then rub. Next, we are going to rub a little oil on the dough and cover it with plastic to rise for at least 30 to 40 minutes. 30 minutes later, our dough is already ready. Next, we are going to transfer it into the surface. Next, we are going to start by rolling in. Roll it very well until everything is well spread. This is how we used to roll our donut back then. So I learned this method from my auntie. Back then in Africa, whenever my auntie told me to come and be rolling a donut, I would be very angry, not knowing that the recipe she teach me back then, I will still make use of it today. That is life for you. So what we are going to do, we are going to be using cup to cut this. So I will prefer you to use a little cup to cut your donut so that all your donuts will be equally. So once we are done, we take the excess part out of it, then use a cover bottle to be cutting the inside of your flour. So before I forget, tell me where you are watching my video from so that I can give you a hug and a kiss. Once we are done, we'll take the excess part out of it, then transfer it into a pan. Then leave it to settle for at least 15 minutes. 15 minutes later, what we are going to do, 15 minutes later, our dough has doubled a little bit. It's time to introduce it to the oil. Our oil was already in the fire. So all we have to do, we are going to introduce it. Then once we are done adding the dough, then allow it to fry. Once you see that your donut is frying, what you are going to do, you give it a flip. Flip it until everything is well fried. It's very easy to fry. It's not that difficult. You know, donut is not difficult to fry. Before 2 to 3 minutes, it will be ready. Our donut is ready. If you like this video helpful, please kindly share and comment. Love you guys. See you all in my next video. Our delicious donut is ready. Bye. Do have a lovely day. Bye. See you in my next video. Bye bye.